everybody, Carol Siddle here with Junk Journal Maniac, and I am doing Christmas journals. I'm a little late in getting started on these. I mean, I usually start in August on Christmas journals, and here it is, Thanksgiving week coming up. So I'm going to be doing a few. Now, I had mentioned this in my previous video. I'm not doing the big ones, I'm doing the smaller ones. It was just, I've been doing a part-time job and my time has been limited, and when I get home, I'm pretty tired. So anyhow, plus I fell, y'all heard about that on the last video, and I got a concussion. And so I'm still healing from that. I'm doing a whole lot better. It's been a month. But I was getting real bad headaches in the afternoon. Luckily, those have really eased off, and the doctor basically said, between the concussion and the whiplash, there's nothing you can do except get rest and heal. So, which meant not a lot of time concentrating on one thing, because that's what was giving me a headache. So anyhow, but I have missed being with my buddies, and I have missed talking with y'all, and because sometimes, you know, it's my only outlet to just talk about me, what's going on with me, what's going on with my family, because my family's pretty busy, even though I live with them. My daughter's pregnant, you know, so, and her shower's December 3rd, so we are slamming the house in Christmas decor because she's having a Christmas shower. And there's just a lot going on. So this is, getting with you guys is therapy for me. I don't think you really truly understand how much therapy it is. Having gone what I've gone through in the last year and a half, I don't think I need to reiterate. If you need to find out, look at some of my older videos. But it really does make me feel good when I get in, do something I'm passionate about, and then talk about it with people that I know are passionate about it. You know, it's like, in some conversations, it's like trying to tell a man what it feels like to be pregnant. Right, ladies? They just kind of look at you with this blank stare. But people that do journals and love journals and just even enjoy, because I remember I totally enjoyed when I first started just watching people do flip throughs. And then it just grew from there. So anyhow, I really like hanging out with you guys. And if you enjoy hanging out with me at all, just hit the like and subscribe button. And because I would really like to get my subscribers up, because it just means a lot to me. Just to know that people are stopping by. So anyhow, what I'm doing today is I'm making a journal cover from, can you guess what this is? Whoop, Amazon packaging. And I know a lot of people have done these. I love the sound. I know you can hear that. I know you can hear it. I just love the sound, and when you cover it with fabric, it's like it just kind of gives your journal that, oh, shedding, this really comfy sound when you pick it up, and it feels good in your hand. So anyhow, I'm putting a cover on this one. So I thought I'd hop online here. So I'm really working on trying to not make my videos so long, because I don't know if y'all like long videos or don't. If you like long videos or short ones, if you would leave me a comment and let me know, that way I kind of know how to time things when I get on here to do it. So I'm going to get started on this and show an easy way to do this. Everybody has their own way. And some people, you know, will put something on this side, something on this side, and then they sew around it. But I don't like like being able to see the raw edges. I think it's a little bit of my OCD. But I was gifted, like, in my box from Holly, a lot of material. And I just love snowmen. Snowmen and like the stags, the winter stags, like, those are like two of my favorite. I mean, I love Santa, but I just love the snowmen. They're so quirky. And since I'm a bit quirky, I think I get along with snowmen really well. So I'm gonna use this. I've already cut it to size, and what I do is I just take a piece. I mean, I don't measure, people. I measured this because I wanted to do it 9 by 12, because that's the perfect size when you're doing, like when you're doing digis. Most digis are 5.5 by 8 or 8 1/4. So they fit in here really good, and they have a little extra room, because when you start to add stuff, you know, if you've got a lot of pages and you add stuff, the stuff that goes in here tends to like edge out a little bit. So you want to have a little bit of room around it. And then if I put anything hanging down or anything out the top, I just like to give room so you don't get your actual digi pages damaged. So I've got some pretty digis that I'm going to be using, and I'll show you those on another video, because this is about making the cover. And I just left that on there because this is going to go over this anyhow. So that's the first thing I do, is I put on the top cover. Now this is a little bit sticky, and this is going to be the inside, so I don't want that. I want it to be smoother when you do the inside, and you don't really notice it. This material is, feels like it's a heavy cotton blend. It's really got a nice feel to it. It's kind of like a brush corduroy, but not quite that thick. It just has this real nice old vintage cotton feel. And aren't those snowmen the cutest? With the trees and the, I don't know, stars. I'm a real fan of stars. I have a lot of shirts that have stars on them. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a Cancer. I like the moon. I'm a moon child. So we're gonna get started on this, and you'll be surprised how quick it goes. I like to use Fabri-Tac when I'm doing, God, didn't need to bang that down. When I'm doing my covers, because I want to make sure that this sticks really good. And the Fabri-Tac seems to work better on a slicker surface. So what I did is I just went ahead and I'll show you what I did. Since I'm trying to show you this, I put the packaging down on here because you want enough to go over the edges. Okay, so you want to make sure you got a good, because that covers up your raw edges. And then I just kind of guess where the corners are. I do have a little like a widget thing that you can put on the corners. It's metal, and it shows you where to cut. But that's good if it's flatter paper. But as you can see, this is kind of, you know, not real thick, but it, you know, about maybe 2 3/8. So it doesn't quite work the same. It doesn't give you enough clearance. So what I like to do is get it where I think, and you don't look at your bottom, look at your lines up here when you're straightening it out, because you want to make sure your pattern. Like I want to try and get this at the top, so I'm just kind of lining that up. And I still got plenty of room because this is kind of rolled over a little bit. And then you kind of got it even on both sides. Got it even. And this brown paper's on here just so I don't get a glare off my glass while filming. So that looks pretty good. I might need to slide it down just a hair. There we go. So what I do is I cut the corners, and I give myself, some people don't cut the corners, they just fold them, but I just think that just adds a little bit more bulk, so I don't like to do that. And I'm just gonna basically just make a diagonal cut. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Then slide it down. I'm just gonna make a diagonal cut like that. And I'm gonna cut, sorry here, I'm left-handed, so sometimes my left hand gets in the way. Okay, so now see, like, I don't care if this is even because this is all going to be covered. So, and then you would just kind of tuck that down like that and then fold it over, and it gives you a good enough room to where you don't accidentally cut this too close, and then you've got a gap. You don't want a gap. Oh, that's a nice cute little piece. I think I'll keep that. That'll look cute on a little tag. Okay, so now I'm gonna look again, get it all leveled out to where I want it. I mean, I do this quick and easy. I just take I do the long pieces first. I don't know why, just how I've always done it. So I'm just I'm giving it a pretty wide area. I'm gonna pull this up, hope you guys can see this real good. And I'm just going to get this on here real good. And I even kind of go down on the side here onto the material itself. Okay. I've got that, and then I pull it up and over. I always start at the center and then work my way out. Start at the center and work your way out. Because if you try to go from the out in, you could get bunched up here in the middle, and then that can throw you off. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it around. And you kind of want to, push it a little bit, make sure you got it all the way. And then we're going to go up again. Get this up here, make sure you guys can see this. Go up, 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 up. And don't be afraid to use, a lot of glue. And like I said, I find that on slick surfaces, Fabri-Tac works better than art glitter glue. Plus, Fabri-Tac gives you a little bit longer time period before it dries if you have to adjust anything. And don't feel about, if you got to wipe it on here, who cares? You're gonna put it down anyhow. So I kind of like make sure I've got it snug, and then pull it over. And you can always come back and glue these where it's not, I don't want to iron it, because it's stretching it. Okay. Now what I can do, because this is gonna be, I'm just gonna come back and do this. Whoops. It doesn't matter, it's gonna get covered up anyway. And that's the thing about these edges, don't worry too much about it if it's not perfect, because you're gonna cover those with another piece anyhow. Now some people, you don't have to use material for this, for your covers. I prefer the covers to be material. I like to look at them. You could do cardstock. A lot of people do cardstock, and it looks lovely. I mean, that's what I used to do all the time before I started messing around with material. I'll put cardstock in my journals and stuff like that, but for the cover, I just really like the look of the material. So that's me. Now here, this is where, I don't know if I can do this sideways. It can get a little tricky, because when you do the corners, I do up the edges here. I do a little bit on the inside, and I come up the edges. And then I do across. You can kind of see where that's going to come. I don't know, I can't tell. I do along here, and then I do across, and I do down here, and I do across. See, this is why you need to do your long pieces first, so that you get your corner snug. Okay, so now, and if you need something to help you, I love using, what was this? Oh my God, chopsticks. I mean, you can buy them at the grocery store, like in whole bag, pretty cheap for like $1.99. This one, the Point Pro Golf. That way you just don't get quite as, your hands don't get quite as sticky, because you want this to fold down, and that's why I put that right here, because you want to push that in and then kind of stick your, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see where that's, see, it's kind of folded there, and then come up, and then come up, and then come up. Now keep in mind, if it's not perfect, don't worry about it, because you're gonna, all this, well, except for maybe a little bit on the edge.